Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model. Today you're going to be reviewing a JC Wings Korean Air Boeing 777-300ER in the regular livery in a 1/200 scale. I purchased this model from Choice Toys based out of Overland Park, Kansas. His website is www.choicetoysinc.com. Now let me give you some heads up information about Korean Air and how they came a big global airline. Korean Air was founded by the South Korean government in 1962 as Korean Airlines to replace Korean National Airlines, which was founded in 1946, and after several years of service and expansion, the airline was fully privatized in 1969 and commenced operations on March 1st, 1969. Korean Air is the largest airline in South Korea based on fleet size, international flights, and international destinations served. The main global headquarters campus for Korean Air, the Korean Air Operations Center, is located in the Kunnan-do, Hansu-gu section of Seoul, South Korea, while the airline's main hub of operations is located on the grounds of Incheon International Airport, which is located in the Jeon district of Incheon, which is located approximately 43 miles northwest of the central district of Seoul. Korean Air also maintains a domestic office campus hub at Gimpo International Airport, also located in Seoul, South Korea. Korean Air's focus cities are Busan Himmae International Airport, located in Busan, South Korea, and Taeguk International Airport, located in Taeguk City, Taeguk Province, South Korea. Korean Air currently operates a fleet of 177 aircraft, which consists of Airbus, Boeing, Bombardiers, Gulfstreams, and Eurocopters, which also consists of a combination of passenger, cargo, and executive VIP aircraft. And currently, as of 2016, Korean Air operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine. Alright folks, this is the front of the box you see here. The 777-300ER, the aircraft type, the Korean writing. I'll go into details about that in a moment. The Korean Air logo, I'll go into details about that momentarily. The Korean Air title and the scale model information you see displayed there at the right side of the lower part of the box. Alright, this is the back of the box. Nothing much back there except what you see back there, except the JC Wings logo there. And then there's the Facebook official JC Wings. You can go to the Facebook page. That's another tool they use in social media to inform customers and everybody else out there about future releases getting ready to come down the pike. Alright, this is the bottom of the box you see here. You see the Korean Air title, the aircraft type, the actual aircraft, the Korean writing, the scale model information, and the registration ship number. Alright, and this is the top of the box. You see the Korean Air title, the aircraft type, the actual aircraft. This is the special children's drawing livery. This model just came out maybe about a month or so ago. I decided to pass on this one. I didn't have no need for it. And then there's the Korean writing, the scale model information, and the registration ship number on that model. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the model stand that actually came with the model. And you see the little black padding there on the model stand? That's to protect your model from being damaged or scratched when you put the model on the stand. So when you do that, you have no worries about that part, okay? And then you get right down here, the little custom plaque you see there, the Korean Air title right there, the aircraft type, and the model scale information. Now this plaque deal here, folks, this is something JC Wings been doing since 2013. And since they've been doing that, it makes the model even more valuable, okay? Now this plastic bag you're looking at here, inside the two toothpicks right there and the little parts in there, these are the gear replacements, and I will go into more detail for the purpose of these gear replacements for this model later on in the review. Stay tuned for that part, okay? Alright, with all that information out of the way about Korean Air, the boxing, the model stand, and the gear replacements, with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is the model. Okay, there it is, folks. The JC Wings Korean Air Boeing 777-300ER in the 1/200 scale model. Now, let me give you some heads up information about Korean Air's livery. The current livery of Korean Air, as you see there, was unveiled and introduced on March 1st, 1984, and the airline's name was changed from Korean Airlines to Korean Air. This prestigious livery, as you can see here, features the blue top, the silver in the middle, and the white on the lower part of the fuselage, along with the enlarged corporate Korean Air logo featuring the stylized symbol of the Taeguk design that was first unveiled on its Fokker F-28 aircraft. This livery was designed in cooperation between Korean Air and Boeing and has been this airline's signature trademark livery look ever since 1984. So with all that information out the way, allow me to get down to the nitty-gritty and show you all the details on this aircraft that I'm excited about showing you about. Shall we? Okay, now we're looking on the port side / left side of the aircraft, where you see the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers. I'll give you a better visual view of those later on in the review. There's the nose cone. There's the realistic nose gear featuring the struts. The nose gear door featuring the partial registration number 275. This is the blue, the silver, and the white in the livery that I mentioned earlier. Okay, and now this little logo here between the cockpit windows and the L1 door. This is the Skyteam logo, and Korean Air became a member of the Skyteam Alliance along with Aeromexico, Air France, and Delta as one of the 4 founding members on June 22nd, 2000, which consists of 20 airline members from 5 inhabited continents. And then right underneath the silver stripe right here, you see the Korean writing. The Korean writing literally means Kahamigok, which means South Korea. Alright. And then you see the Korean Air logo right here in the Korean Air title. This title was enlarged around 2005, folks. This little logo you see displayed here, as well as the engines there, as well as the tail there. This logo you display here on the Korean Air title is called a Taeguk. That literally means the absolute from which all things and values are derived from, including the representation of all forms of humanity, combined with the connotation of perfect harmony in nature. It is also the same symbol that is displayed in the center of the country's flag that has become the national symbol of South Korea. I'm going to show you that right here. See that same symbol? Same difference. The only thing, this right here is painted in black, and this is painted in white. See the big difference, okay? Okay, now we're back on the port side where you see a side view of these engines. You see here featuring the Korean Air logo, the Taeguk. These are the General Electric GE90-115B engines that Korean Air uses on this particular aircraft, the Boeing 777-300ER. I believe every carrier that utilizes this aircraft uses this type of engine, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the front side of these engines, and the fan blades do spin. You also see the nose cone right here, very realistic right there. So let me turn this model around, okay? Okay, now you're looking at the front angle of these engines, featuring the engine strikes and the fan blades do spin, folks. There you go. All right. Now I'm gonna take it to the starboard side of the aircraft, and you can see the engines on that side as well. But then you see the inboard landing light right there. You got a better visual view of that, okay? Now you're on the starboard side of this aircraft. You see the inboard landing lights right there, and then you see the engines right here, and the engine strike right there, and the fan blade spin over here as well. Okay? Now I'm gonna let you see this whole aircraft from the front angle. So here it is, folks. Okay, now you're looking at this aircraft from the front angle where you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the nose cone. See the realistic nose gears right there featuring the gear lights right there. And then there's nose gear doors. And then there's the GE90-115B engine on the starboard side, as well as the port side over here as well. So with no further ado, I'm going to take it back to the port side and show you more information over there as well, okay? Now I'm back on the port side where you got a better visual view of the bogey gears, the triple bogey gears right there, featuring the struts right there. Very detailed and realistic there. We're still on the port side, folks, where you got a better visual view of these rake wingtips featuring the strobe light and the red navigation light right there as well. Okay, we're at the back of the rear of the aircraft on the port side where you see the Boeing 777-300ER decal. Korean Air is one of a handful of operators to acquire this aircraft, receiving their very first one, which bears the registration ship number HL7782 on May 27, 2009. Korean Air has ordered a total of 30 Boeing 777-300ERs to add to their fleet, in which 20 of these, including this one you're looking at here, are currently operating in service, while the remaining 10 are awaiting delivery, as those are on back order. Okay, we're at the back of the aircraft once again, right above the horizontal stabilizer and right underneath the lower part of the tail. This is the registration ship number HL8275. Registration ship number HL8275. This is Korean Air's 12th Boeing 777-300ER to enter their fleet, and the first test flight on this aircraft took place on May 24, 2013 and was delivered to Korean Air on June 11, 2013. This aircraft was eventually painted in the Children's Drawing Contest Special Colors livery in October 2016. Alright, we're back at the rear of the aircraft and we're at the tail part, right above the Taeguk sign, the Korean Air logo. This is the South Korean flag, and this flag represents the country where Korean Air operates from as the national flag carrier of South Korea. Alright, now we're at the rear of the aircraft where you're looking at the APU exhaust hole right there. A little paint there, but ain't no big deal, ain't nothing to freak out about. And then there's the strobe light right there above the APU exhaust hole. Alright, there is the Korean Air 777-300ER from the rear view angle. Okay, now we on the starboard side / right side of the aircraft where you got the cockpit windows, the Skyteam logo, the Korean writing, which is Kahan Migok, which I mentioned earlier, means South Korea. There's the nose gear door right there with the partial registration number, and the nose gear right here. Then you come right here, this is the front cargo container door. You see the Korean Air title across the upper part of the fuselage featuring the Korean Air logo, the Taeguk, and the inboard landing lights over here. You see the General Electric GE91 15B engines featuring the Korean Air logo, the Taeguk, on the engines here as well. And then you got a better visual view of these bogey gears on the starboard side right here as well. Very realistic. And you're looking at the rake wingtips on the starboard side featuring the strobe light here and the green navigation light right here. Right there, okay? Alright, now you're looking at the back part of the aircraft on the starboard side where you see the rear cargo container door, the AFT bulk bin door, the Boeing 777-300ER decal right there, the registration ship number, the Korean Air logo, the Taeguk, and the South Korean flag here on the top part of the tail as well. Alright, before I show you the bird's eye top view of this aircraft and the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, I'm going to roll this model. Sad to tell you, the gears don't really roll that good. You get the point there. However, they do tilt, so that's a good thing there. I wish JC Wings and Gemini just go ahead and address these gear issues. Ugh, it's becoming annoying, you know what I'm saying? But with no further ado, here is the bird's eye top view of this aircraft. Alright, let's start with the front of the aircraft. You see the nose cone there, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, emergency escape hatch door right there, the anti-collision beacon light, emergency escape hatch door number 2. You see the Korean Air titles on both sides of the aircraft, the antennas, emergency escape hatch door number 3, the ADF antennas in 3D, the SATCOM Wi-Fi box there, emergency escape hatch door number 4. There's 2 more antennas, and then there's the tail there, and then you see the little dots right here, folks. right here, as well as over here. Those are the illuminator lights that light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's go over to the wings, folks. There's the emergency wing exit walkway right there. Got a better visual view of the GE9115B engines, featuring the engine strike from the top view, the registration ship number, the fuel dump valve, and the flex rake wingtip right there, featuring the strobe light. Over here as well, the emergency exit wing walkway, the GE9115B engine, featuring the engine strike from the view angle, the fuel dump valve, and the flex rake wingtip over here, featuring the strobe light over here as well. Okay, now we look at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft. You see the nose cone here, you see the closed nose gear door, see the open nose gear door right here, the nose gear, the anti-collision beacon light, the hole where the stand goes in at, 2 more antennas, pressure relief valve, the tail skid right there prevents the damage of the aircraft when it takes off, or land for that matter. Then there's the APU housing doors right there. There's the wings right there. Then come over here, the gears right here. Little challenge there, the gears don't even tilt, that suck. And then there's the engines there, the registration ship number, the fuel dump valve, and the flex rake wingtip underneath here, featuring the strobe light. Over here as well. Well, this one tilt, okay. The engines there, the fuel dump valve, and the flex rake wingtip, featuring the strobe light over here as well. Okay, since I showed everybody that bird's eye top view, the details there, and the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, now I'm going to put it on that stand that I showed you earlier. So here is the model on the stand, folks. Okay, fine, got this model on the stand. You're looking at it from the port side. You see all the gears here. Little gear challenge right there, very tilt, but it's all good. See the engines there. Alright, now you're looking at this model from the front angle with the model on the stand with all the gears on there. See the nice little GE90 engines on both sides, how it's flexing a little bit. Alright, now you're looking at the aircraft on the starboard / right side of the aircraft. See the gears here, these tilt a little better on this side. The gears here, the engines, the whole Korean Air title featuring the logo on the tail as well. Alright, now you're looking at this model from the tail cam angle. Ooh, this mug's beautiful. Woo. Okay, before I take this model off the stand, I got in this position for a reason, and the reason is I'm going to take these gear replacements off, and then I'm going to show you the purpose of those gear replacements I showed you earlier, okay? So here we go. Here, and here. Okay, now since I got the gears off here, I'm going to show you this model from a different angle, alright? Okay, I finally got the gears off the model, what have you. You're looking at this model from the port side, and that's in flight mode. Now you got two options from this point on. You can leave them without the gears, and these are the gear replacements. That's the purpose for these gear on this model, to replace the gears on this model, okay? Or you can choose to leave them gear down with the gears on it. I choose to leave mine on there, so that's your choice. It adds more value to the model in my opinion. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears back on here, take this model to stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review, okay? Okay, now the seating configuration on this aircraft. This particular Korean Air Boeing 777-300ER seats 291 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everybody, from rows 1 to 2. That'll be from here all the way to about right here. You have 8 Cosmo flatbed suites, and rows 7 to 15. That'll be from here all the way back to right here. You have an additional 56 Prestige sleeper flatbed seats, and rows 28 to 53. That'll be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You have 227 economy class seats, which brings to 291 seats. And finally, Korean Air currently utilizes their Boeing 777-300ERs on routes from Seoul Incheon to destinations such as Houston Bush Intercontinental, Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, Dallas Fort Worth, Las Vegas, Seattle, Washington Dulles, Honolulu, Toronto, Hong Kong, Manila, London Heathrow, Sapporo, Tokyo Narita, Singapore, Shanghai Pudong, Beijing Capital, Bangkok, Thailand, St. Petersburg, Russia, Guam, Hanoi, Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Jakarta, Indonesia, Madrid, Spain, Zurich, Switzerland, Sydney, Australia, Nagoya, Japan, Rome, Italy, and Vienna, Australia. Those are the routes, folks. Well, this is all I have for this model review. Please rate and subscribe and leave me your comments and suggestions. And I don't know if you had this model or you plan on getting this model. If you can find it, your only outside chance of getting this model now is through eBay. So with that said, please take care. God bless. There's more coming. Stay tuned.